What's going on, everybody? This is your boy DJ Squid, and I want to say I'm being brought to you by GregDoss.com and TheManMindset.com, and as well you will find my videos on the You Ain't Shit network. Now listen, people, my topic today is something that is near and dear and very germane to the condition of men in America. And I'm going to speak to why men are continuing to fall behind. It's soft, simple men, and we're combating the sisterhood of the traveling pants. And that's traveling, P-A-N-T-S, pants as in wearing the pants, not as in breathing heavily, panting, okay? But guys, we don't stick together on true men issues the way women will stick together on any woman issue, even when that issue is mired in sweltering bullshit. Example: we condemn men for being quote-unquote deadbeat dads all the time. If you ain't paying money, if you're not doing what you've been institutionalized to do, and institutionalized is whether your freedom, which we don't have anyway, whether your physical constraints or your physical ability to move are limited through some form of constraint, or institutionalized because you buy into the rhetoric that social media gives you. We do things that don't benefit us. Okay? Now, back to this institutionalized thing. You've been institutionalized to believe that you're, back to the deadbeat dad thing, because you don't pay money? Really? How many of you who like to use the term deadbeat or listen to this term be thrown around have ever considered asking the question, what was the economic condition of the individual prior to the birth of the child? It's hard to label somebody a deadbeat when they were dead broke in the beginning. Just something to think about. Because the deadbeat term is only relative to economics. So look at what his economic status could have been. And this goes back to, again, this is the soft, simple men versus the sisterhood of the traveling pants. So let's not lose sight of what's really going on here. But okay, would his credit app have warranted him being extended a line of credit that got up to whatever the amount is? So you all follow me here if you can. If you're paying, this is get an easy number, $200 a month for child support. Over the course of 18 years, that's $2,400 without any acceleration, without any increase. $2,400 annually, and don't get into how much money it's not, but 2,400 times 18 is 18 times 2, which is 36. The 400 times the 18 is what? 72. So now we're looking at 36 plus 72. So roughly $43,000, $45,000 as a round number, right? And so when we do this, ask yourself, could that guy in that exact same situation have been extended a line of credit that equaled up to that $43,000 or $45,000, whatever the number was? You won't do that because you haven't been conditioned to think that way. You haven't been institutionalized to give a damn about yourself. Now, conversely, let's look at the mother. She's never called, we may get in the small circles and call her, raggedy mom, ratchet mothers, whatever else. But there's no societal condemnation of women who aren't fit financially, emotionally, economically, whatever you want to call it. Financially is economics. Emotionally, psychologically, to have a child. Once she gives birth, she immediately falls into that category of the forgiven. Forgiven for what, you say? Making a decision that you could not carry the weight or burden of. You see that? Man versus sisterhood of the traveling pants. And the other problem is men are supporting women who do these things. Never thought to ask yourself that. Just one thing to think about. What other issue could there possibly be, Greg? And again, if you all have a problem with that, come to Greg Doss, the Greg Doss / DJ Squid show every Wednesday night at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go to Blog Talk Radio and find me, or just go to gregdoss.com or themanmindset.com. There are links that will lead you directly to the show. You can call in at 347-838-8420. Again, that number is 347-838-8420. Or you can find us on the You Ain't Shit Network. Now, number 2. When guys are caught, quote-unquote, cheating, whatever the situation may be, he is ridiculed and called everything under the sun. Have you ever noticed, guys, that they don't give you a pass for a moment of passion? You know, they're called thinking with the other head and everything else, but a real man wouldn't do that. We'll get to that later. You know, a real man wouldn't do this, or you know, you should have known better. You got all these damn romance novels out here, and I don't read that bullshit. But you know, I'm hearing, you know, based on what I'm hearing, I probably shouldn't go that way. Believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. But why aren't women held to that standard? Women support women. Well, sweetie, you got to understand. I understand you got caught in the throes of passion. Throes of passion, huh? So your panties drop to the floor. You listen to words. You get the flavor in your ear to do something that you should know better than to do. Hell, we all know now that women lie more about fucking somebody else than men do. But you'll even have some guys, including the pastor, or these little stupid ass movies, that come on and say, girl, you just going through a season and change and all this other kind of foolishness. Something that forgives her for being something other than what she professed to be. Man, if you cheat, you're all these bad things. When she cheats, you have to understand what it's like being a mother. Or being a woman, I should say. Real men and real women, which we don't really know what a real woman is, apparently, because a real woman can be the Kim Kardashians of the world, or the social example of womanhood. I guess even hell, Nicki or Mickey Minaj, whatever her name is. But you know, a real man is something that's some conjured image of someone who is chivalrous to her, or who is subservient or fulfilling the needs of some woman, while she treats him any kind of way she so chooses, or any other variation thereof. But the real man thing, you should go out and work, which nobody's going to argue that man shouldn't have some form of some livelihood. You should be attentive to your woman's needs. You know, well, I guess we wouldn't argue that one either. And you should do a whole list of other things to include deal with her mood swings and any other issues that go on. What should she do? That was kind of rhetorical. I was hoping you all were going to answer. She should do whatever she wants to do. Now, there's no standard definition anymore of what a woman is, or a real woman. I'm 45, and if I'm fortunate enough to wake up on March the 5th, I'll be 46. My mom and most of my friends' moms cooked. Even if you were over the house of the other person, the mom cooked. I'm going to call your mother to make sure that it's okay for you to eat here, blah, 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 whatever. Those things went on. Much more true sense of community also, people. But hell, who am I to bring up the past? Now you have women who are proud of the fact that they can't cook. The real man should maintain all of his traditional values. The real woman is out in the workplace working just like you and all these other things. Now, I knew many women years and years ago who had children who worked, came home and still were women, or mothers, or whatever the situation may have been. Now it's culturally taboo to what, be a woman? What's wrong with Carol Brady? She was fine. She did whatever else. I think she stayed at home, but there's some other women out there. I like June Cleaver. She stayed at home. I don't think that it mattered that she was a stay-at-home mother. I think what mattered is she cared about her family and her man and or children. And that's not so popular anymore. Now, again, the man maintains all traditional values. The women do what they want. And crazy enough, you have guys that support the woman giving you less. See, the simple-minded man versus the sisterhood of the traveling pants. Is the message getting across? I'm hoping that it is. Now, here we go. And this is going to be a stinger for some people, but who cares? I love sports, in particular football. Played football, live, breathe, and die football for a while. And I love sports in general. Why is it that the simple-minded men, and I know that there's some people who are thinking this that won't say it, even in the area of sports and entertainment, movies and what have you, the men have gone to secondary roles, even in quote-unquote the gladiator style. Even if they were supposed to be in the gladiator position. Whether you're on the field, they got the female sideline reporters. If you're in the movies, the hero, no matter how bulky and strong he is, he gives way to the woman's more aggressive nature and all this other kind of bullshit. Not that there are not some aggressive women and women who aren't physically capable of doing other things. Or doing things probably better than some men. I'm certain that I cannot outrun an Olympic class female. Not the fucking point. But men are so quick to glorify and uphold women, while these very same women are telling you why they were just as qualified to do what you did anyway, and thus they are there. But let's not forget the glass ceiling and all these things that women have to overcome. I'm still trying to figure that one out. Not to say that there was no time in history where women may not have been socially, economically, or psychologically oppressed. That is really not the case today. Being a whore or whorish is now celebrated. Oh, but don't you dare hold me to the standard of a whore. I am sexually liberated. We heard that on another video. I am sexually liberated. I can do with my body as I please. You're correct. And as a man, I am going to hold you to what you have chosen to do with your body, not give you excuses for these so-called momentary lapses in sluttery, or whatever the word may be. I'm going to sum this video up by saying this to you guys. You need to be unapologetically man, while allowing her to be unapologetically, which they're not going to, female or woman or whatever it is going to be. And in doing so, state and call things what they are. The reason that we're losing this battle, guys, and I mean universally in all areas, whether it's politics, sports, everything else that we're losing out in for the most part, is because we are adding to the number of the majority, which is patently ridiculous and fundamentally illogical. While they are reaping the benefits and feeling no way bad about it. Again, you can find me every Wednesday night at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Greg Doss / DJ Squid Show, or you can go to the Man Mind, or you can go to Man Mindset or gregdoss.com and find out a little bit more about what goes on in Greg Doss at Greg Doss Document Production and Self-Help Service. They provide affordable help for people who have an array of issues. And if I may suggest some reading for you all, check out Raw Law by Muhammad Ibn Bashir, and I See That You're Down With, But When Are You Gonna Get Up from Sean McDowell. A listen is always imparting. Sometimes it's not about right or wrong, more importantly it's about clarity. I don't know if I got it this time, but it's not about right or wrong, more importantly it's about clarity. But you'll never reach resolution if you're not willing to engage in honest dialogue even if that dialogue is with yourself. Take time to hug the person you love and love the person you hug. I'm Greg Doss, aka DJ Squid, saying peace and chicken grease.